I love me a good Experimental Frenzy. Hell yeah, this card is fun. It's another one that just makes me want to play Magic, makes me want to cast it. Maybe like a lean mono red deck where you dump your hand and you got barely any creatures in it or barely any lands in it. It tops out at 4 mana. Or, I don't know, even like a ramp control deck is a late game play so that you can churn through and, I mean, look at it. Welcome in, fam. Much love, Trav here. 3 in a red, Experimental Frenzy. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play the top card of your library. That ability is really fucking good. Future Sight saw a ton of play for 3 blue, blue, blue. It was way harder to cast. Although this one, Experimental Frenzy, you can't play cards from your hand, which sucks because you draw one every turn. It goes to your hand. And you can't even play lands from your hand. And you get stuck with lands on top of your deck, you're not doing shit. Although you can destroy Experimental Frenzy to free your hand up again, which is kind of interesting and kind of cool. But I like this. First though, serious players who want to get better, make sure to check out the Mastermind. I've been talking about it. It's a great decision if you're a serious player and want to get better. There's a link to that at the top of the description. Work with pros. A proven system. You're not guaranteed to make it to the Pro Tour or anything like that, but you're going to get better faster when you have mentors, when you have people who have done the things that you want to do or are currently doing the things that you want to do. So make sure to check that out. Also, I see some more people buying the ebook on how to build better decks, Deck Mastery. And if you haven't gotten the paper version, I recommend it. It's really beautiful. It's really aesthetic. Awesome coffee table book. I have it on my bookshelf though. And I'm really, really pleased. And you can get that on Amazon. There's a link to that down below as well. Okay, so some of y'all didn't play with Future Sight. Some of y'all weren't even born when Future Sight was printed back in. Was it Judgment? No. Odyssey. Was it Odyssey? Onslaught? Onslaught. I think it was Onslaught. But when you have this effect in play, you have the chance to just machine gun. Top card of my library is a mountain, play it. Oh, there's a shock, tap a red, play shock off the top. Oh, there's another spell I can cast for 1 mana, and you can get through like 4 or 5 cards a turn start to go off. Downside being when you run into multiple land drops. Possible upside is if you have fetch lands or something like that to shuffle your deck would be pretty cool, because I don't really see this being a modern card, but if it was, you'd play it at the top of your red deck and fetch lands or something like that. But there are these red decks y'all have seen, Flame of Keld, Wizard Red, really, really low, like dump your hand. You're supposed to have no hand. Although Flame of Keld seems kind of bad to draw 2 cards when you can't cast cards from your hand. But in that sort of a deck, really, really svelte, light, red, lean, red, this thing topping off. If you don't have very many lands, you're playing against Settle the Wreckage and they thinned out a bunch of lands. You could cast half your deck in a turn. That'd be pretty savage. So I like this card. And as always, I would love to see deck lists. If you have deck lists using Experimental Frenzy, make it, post in the comments below. I'll take a look at it after spoiler season is over. I want to keep things going, so I'm going to be looking at various deck lists and so on and so forth, and looking at sharing a few that I make, but also highlighting the metagame and stuff like that as I get back into gear, look at tournaments December on. If anything, I'm excited to go to pre-release again. That'll be a good time, and hopefully crack this and cast it. So thanks, appreciate you, and look forward to hearing what you have to say in the comments. Take care, peace.